Hello, welcome to this week edition of GMA Talk, your most favorite, your most beloved, your most newest and awesome show on all your favorite social media platforms. Say it with me, GMA Talk. So this week, October 21, Canadians across the country, they went for federal election to elect members of parliament, and eventually the leader of a party with most votes gets to be our new prime minister. So the results have come in. Every campaign is finished. Every people have known about everything, and now it's time to see how everybody can work together in terms of building this great country. So the reason I say everybody working together, if it's even possible, because on the eve, at the time when the winning result were called, at the time where everybody had somewhat an idea of who got elected and who was not, who won and who was not. So the Liberal Party, led by Justin Trudeau, ended up getting a minority government. So I believe they lost in terms of they lost every seat I think they had in Alberta and Saskatchewan. So the Conservative actually swept. The Conservative swept Saskatchewan. So they won every seat in Saskatchewan, and they managed to increase their vote over there, and they almost swept Alberta, but only one person from Alberta who messed up the plan of sweeping Alberta. It was a candidate from the NDP who managed to win one seat in Alberta, in the city of Edmonton, the riding of Edmonton-Scott Heather McPherson, the name of the winner in that area. But now the very surprising thing which really happened, and even like a lot of media people and journalists, analysts, you might call it, they say it was very weird and strange, and they've never seen this, or they haven't, according to protocol, that the leaders of the party should allow others to have their speech finished before they go and speak to the nations and to people. So Jagmeet Singh, the leader of the NDP, was speaking, and before he even finished, we saw Andrew Scheer, the leader of Conservative, took the podium somewhere in his riding in Saskatchewan. And then, before he even finished, we saw the leader of the Liberal, Justin Trudeau, take the podium to speak to the Canadians somewhere in his riding in the province of Quebec. So this election was a lot of negativity, a lot of names calling, a lot of pull and shove, a lot of mistrust, and it looked at it's spilled over into leaders being very frustrated, either with the result or the outcome that they were not hoping, and they all ended up speaking at the same time before others are finished. So what do you think? Do you think that this minority government will survive, or do you think that we will be heading into election in just over a year, or do you think that the parties will wait until the next time election is called, which is in 4 years from now? So share with me your thoughts on that. But in terms of my thoughts is, it seems that at least beside the leader of the Conservative, who seems like he remained in campaign mood, or seemed that he would eventually even love, to go back to the campaign mood, but there's no the appetite really from the other parties in order to run to go back to campaign, because first of all, beside everybody being exhausted and tired, money is a problem. Some of these parties, they have to worry about finance in terms of fundraising, in terms of campaigning, in terms of materials, in terms of travel. So campaign is very expensive. Campaign costs a lot. So I guess they have to support the minority government led by Justin Trudeau in the parliament on case-by-case basis, because if nobody have an appetite to go for an election, then they have to coexist. They have to see how they can work together, right? I think, that's my take. So I don't think we'll see an election anytime soon. There's not that appetite for an election. Everybody is broke, and besides, the country cannot be always in campaign mode. So let's see how this thing is gonna go. So the cabinet is being introduced on November 20th. So that's when we'll know our members of government. That's when we'll know some new portfolio, some old portfolio, who's taking what, who's staying with what, and we'll see how that goes on November 20th. So we'll be bringing you all the latest in terms of the cabinets, who gets which position, who stays with what. So that's the Canadian election and the happenings in the world of politics here on the ground. Something for sure is that Canadians spoke very loud and clear, right? In terms of when it comes to climate change, in terms of when it comes to the pipeline in the people there in Alberta, and then also when it comes in the issues in Quebec and the bill in terms of not allowing certain section of population to work in government work or being civil servants because of religious symbols. They are banned in Quebec. So in Quebec we saw the Bloc Québécois really rise, won a lot of seats, and because for them they didn't challenge, or they were not saying they're going to challenge that specific issue, but according to the national parties or the leaders, they were not very clear language, or they were saying that they're going to visit the issue, or they will see how it happens. So then in terms of here in Ontario, really people are saying whether it was a very mistake or somewhat for the Conservative Party not really to allow Doug Ford, who's the Premier of Ontario, to really be Doug Ford. I'm not sure if people from the party hindered him, or he say maybe he was busy or somewhat, because not everybody has been happy with everything that has been happening in Ontario since him taking the leadership and the premiership. So maybe Conservative Party and Shia, maybe they were afraid, or maybe they didn't know how that can affect their campaign. So I'm not sure if he was isolated by purpose, or maybe he was just busy, as he said. He has a big province to run. So yeah, sure, share with me on your thoughts about that in terms of Doug Ford not really campaigning or not joining in this as much as many had thought, because we know for sure our great Premier of Alberta, he was campaigning here in Ontario a few times, helping his friend Andrew Scheer and the Conservative Party to win, and he was so confident, but he's also like everybody else, or most people, disappointed about the result that they and their supporters and their party got and received on election day. So, and another issue is, I'm not sure if we'll see a Conservative Party election runoff in terms of party leadership election, not going back to Canadian election. So so another thing is, so there are some talks in terms of whether there will be leadership change in the Conservative Party, or there will be leadership run, but Andrew Scheer is confident that he performed well according to him, and that he wants to stay as a leader, and eventually defeat Justin Trudeau whenever that next election will come about. So share your thought. Do you think that the Conservative Party is gonna have a leadership race soon, or Andrew Scheer will stay in the party in the position? So yeah,